In 1980, the average American family only spent $20 on Christmas presents for each child. $20, that is. That figure has soared to more than $300 today. However, there are other differences than the price tag. Come along as we examine how Christmas has evolved from a small, family-friendly get-together to a high-tech, stressful event. We've found something that will surprise you. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now back to the video. Do you recall when the pinnacle of luxury was a $20 toy? So grab your Santa hats and get ready to explore the massive gift shift that has changed Christmas over the past 40 years. Simple pleasures were on children's wish lists in 1980. The season's hottest toys, strawberry shortcake dolls, Rubik's Cube, and, if you were lucky, a brand new Atari game system. These must-have goods were the buzz of the playground, yet they weren't very expensive. Parents might spend roughly $5 on a standard Rubik's Cube and $10 on a strawberry shortcake doll. By 2023, the situation has completely changed. The tablets, gaming consoles, and smartphones that today's youth envision can easily cost hundreds of dollars. The newest Xbox or PlayStation, you could be looking at least $500. And let's not even talk about those cool drones and hoverboards. What then took place? Our expectations for gift-giving have been fundamentally transformed by the collaboration of tech and marketing experts. Cartoon commercial breaks on Saturdays gave way to round-the-clock targeted social media promotions. Additionally, the complexity and cost of the toys our children simply had to have increased along with technological advancements. This is where things start to get interesting, though. The typical American household spent roughly $340 on family Christmas presents in 1980. In today's currency, that amounts to almost $200 after accounting for inflation. Not too bad, isn't it? The average American anticipated to spend $932 per person in 2022, so get ready for this stunner. Yes, we now spend almost $1,000 on each person instead of just over $1,000 for the entire family. What a holiday shopping binge! What about the children? Parents may have spent $30 to $50 on Christmas presents for each child in 1980. Parents now frequently spend $300 to $500 or more on each child. How much do families really spend these days on Christmas presents? People, hold on to your eggnog. The typical American family is predicted to spend an astounding $1,330 on holiday presents alone in 2023. In 1980, some households would have spent that much on their whole Christmas party. However, the cost isn't the only consideration. Our approach to the holidays has radically changed as a result of this change in gift-giving. Because of Cyber Monday sales and Black Friday chaos, Christmas shopping has become an extreme sport. And let's face it, there are moments when it seems like we're more concerned with locating the ideal device than with the satisfaction that comes from giving. What if we told you that no retailer carried the most expensive Christmas present of the 1980s? We're entering an era where "it's the thought that counts" wasn't simply a catchphrase. It was the main idea behind everything from knitted mittens to homemade brownies. The big question, though, is whether we lost anything by switching from handmade to high-tech. Imagine this. It's 1985, Christmas morning. Your heart is pounding with excitement as you tear into a gift. You discover a sweater that Grandma crocheted by hand when the paper comes off. Let's go back a bit before you roll your eyes. This was more than just a present in the 1980s. It was a wealth of affection, talent, and time. Homemade presents were the rule rather than the exception back then. Families would spend months making everything from delicious jams to warm mittens in anticipation of the holidays. Although conserving money was undoubtedly a factor, it wasn't the only goal. By putting your entire being into each stitch or recipe, these presents were a means of expressing how much you cared. The landscape has changed significantly in the present day. The likelihood of us clicking Add to Cart is now higher than that of actually picking up a pair of knitting needles. Each new gadget and gizmos on the current Christmas list is more advanced than the one before it. Simple joys are no longer important. Instead, everyone is focused on the newest smartphone or game console. The worst part is that this change is altering how we connect, as well as what we contribute. Do you recall how happy you were when your neighbor gave you a jar of handmade jam? It's difficult to duplicate the sense of connection and camaraderie that was created by that small present with a store-bought item. We may have more gifts under the tree today, but are we becoming less inclined to give as a sincere act of charity? Experts speculate that our family interactions may also be impacted by this tech-heavy approach to gift-giving. We're frequently engrossed in the world of pixels and notifications on our new gadgets, rather than getting together to appreciate Aunt Sally's creation. We now spend our time purchasing online or navigating crowds at the mall instead of making gifts together. Don't get us wrong. There are benefits to technology. It has helped us connect with loved ones throughout the world and has brought us closer in many ways. But have we given up something valuable for convenience on the altar of Christmas? The appeal of the newest technology has largely supplanted the human touch that formerly characterized our holiday presents. The soft glow of a tablet screen has replaced the coziness of a hand-knitted scarf. Furthermore, although these contemporary items are undoubtedly appealing, they frequently lack the sentimental value that made the handmade gifts so memorable. Let's recall the delight of such handmade presents as we open our gleaming new technology this year. Perhaps it's time to light the oven or dust off those knitting needles. After all, giving a homemade present could be the most innovative thing you do in a society when everything is mass-produced. A small animated movie named The Snowman made its debut on our screens in 1982. We had no idea that it would become a generation-long Christmas tradition. But here's the big question. Do these cherished Christmas specials really have the ability to unite families in the age of limitless streaming options? You may be surprised by the response, which may cause you to reconsider your vacation plans. Imagine that this is Christmas Eve in 1985. The entire family is gathered around the television, anticipating the yearly performance of A Charlie Brown Christmas. The children are splayed on the floor, staring at the TV, while Mum makes hot cocoa, and Dad adjusts the antenna for better reception. This was more than just watching TV. It was a gathering, a treasured custom that united people. Holiday specials used to be real specials. You had to wait until next Christmas if you missed them, because they only showed once a year at a set time. These shows would be the focal point of families' entire evening plans. As the lineup of must-see holiday programming was released, the Christmas editions of TV guides were highly sought after and anxiously awaited. And wow, did folks pay attention! Shows like The Two Ronnies and Only Fools and Horses attracted millions of viewers. It was a shared cultural experience rather than only amusement. From the office water cooler to the school playground, everyone would be discussing what they had witnessed the next day. When Clark Griswold finishes the Christmas lights in 2023, the landscape has transformed more drastically than a house. Today, we have access to a limitless supply of holiday content that we can view whenever we want. Do you want to see Elf 100 times? Do it. A marathon of romantic comedies for Christmas? For it, there is an entire category. The way we enjoy holiday entertainment has been completely transformed by streaming services. Every night can now be movie night, eliminating the need to wait for that one special occasion. The catch is that while having more alternatives than ever before, our family is spending less time watching together. Families would frequently spend several hours each day watching Christmas specials on television in the 1980s. Right now, our time is being divided among several platforms and gadgets. It's possible that little Timmy is using his iPad to watch Home Alone, while Mum is watching The Crown, and Dad is streaming a Christmas cookery show. Some experts are concerned about this change. We may be losing out on the group watching experiences that used to bring families together during the holidays, even though we have access to more entertainment. The illumination of individual displays has taken the place of the crackling fire and laughing. It's not all terrible news either. There is something for everyone in the wide variety of holiday content that is now accessible. There are countless alternatives, ranging from new specials to old movies, from Christmas-themed real crime, yeah, that exists, to holiday baking shows. Perhaps striking a balance will be crucial as we negotiate this new landscape of holiday entertainment. Why not make it a yearly ritual to choose one great show to watch together? The real joy of Christmas lies in who we watch it with, not just what we watch. Imagine this: 1985 Christmas dinner. The family has assembled, the table is prepared, and the main attraction is a swaying tower of green and red Jell-O. Hold on to your Santa hats, people. We're going to take you on a delicious trip down memory lane that will make you rethink everything you believe to be true about holiday cuisine. Christmas dinner was a spectacle in the 1980s. A sea of vibrant side dishes, frequently surrounding the centerpiece, which was frequently a gleaming ham or succulent turkey. The interesting part, though, is that there are some genuinely original concoctions tucked within among the green bean casserole and mashed potatoes. Jell-O salads, those wiggly marvels of suspended fruit and gelatin, were thought to be the pinnacle of celebratory sophistication. Not to be overlooked is the fruitcake, a rich, fruity loaf that served more as a garnish than a dessert. It was an equally interesting party spread. An army of crackers was poised to attack the supreme cheese balls, which were rolled in chopped nuts. Additionally, if you were feeling very elegant, you could present a tray of deviled eggs adorned with green and crimson paprika. By 2023, things have altered significantly. The Christmas table of today appears to have been taken from a gourmet magazine. Roasted Brussels sprouts and quinoa salads have supplanted the Jell-O molds. That ball of cheese, with pretentious titles you can hardly pronounce, it's now an artisanal cheese board. However, it goes beyond simply replacing outdated dishes with new ones. There has been a significant change in how holiday dinners are approached overall. Nowadays, accommodating a wide range of dietary requirements is the main focus. Whether it's gluten-free, vegan, or keto, there's certainly someone at the table who adheres to it. In addition to creating delectable dishes that satisfy everyone's health requirements, hosts are now expected to be a combination chef and dietitian. This transformation is indicative of a larger trend in our culture. We are now more conscious of food allergies and intolerances and more health conscious. We've also gotten a little more, well, upscale, let's face it. The emergence of foodie culture has led to many families spending money on gourmet ingredients and unusual recipes that were unheard of in the 1980s. The worst part is that all of this gastronomic advancement has a cost. In the 1980s, the typical family's Christmas dinner cost around $28. Today, that amount has increased to more than $100, so hold on to your wallet. Folks, we are discussing a four-fold rise. Our tastes have also become more costly, so it's not simply inflation. The way we think about Christmas dinners, however, may be the most significant shift. It was all about tradition and taste in the 1980s. Right now, additionally, it must appear excellent for the gram. We're creating visually stunning platters that are just as much about presentation as they are about taste. With your social media followers as the audience, it's not just dinner, it's food and a show. Our wallets have evolved along with our plates. However, Christmas costs more than simply food. Now let's uncover the entire expense of the holidays. The statistics are more startling than discovering a lump of coal in your stocking, so you might want to settle in for this one.